What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. This is our Wednesday night edition, and we've got a really, really beautiful show. You know, over the years, we've had hundreds and hundreds of presenters, and the ones that I really enjoy the most, I invite back. And so we've got a couple that have been on the show several times now, and I'm talking about Renee and Anthony. They are beautiful beings. I've gotten to know them personally as friends. And they channel a wide variety of beings, and probably most significantly, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And the way they do it is quite exquisite and very beautiful. And so it's a perfect night for me to have as co-host the lovely Deborah Juliet. Most of you see her on Saturday nights leading our meditation, and she's a great lover of the divine. And certainly another great lover of the divine who's with us, of course, is our beautiful, beloved brother, Mushar. And so, as always, we're going to start off with some music, but I want to invite all of you to think of what are your questions that you would have for Yeshua or for Mary Magdalene? What questions come to mind? And we'll get a chance to put them in the chat box. Now, I recognize most of you are watching on Facebook, or on the Conscious Awakening Network, or one of our other broadcast partners. Don't worry about it. You can still be a part of things. And what you want to do is join the Global Peace Tribe. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com. And when you do that, here, I'll show you what happens. You go to globalpeacetribe.com, and you can register for the new season. And when you do that, when you register for the new season, you're going to get the links to all of our shows for the next 3 months, from now all the way until the end of the year. We do 2 or 3 shows every night. We also do a meditation every night. Here's the show you're about to watch, A Conversation with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene through Renee and Anthony. And then, for example, on Saturday night, receive psychic readings from some of our favorite people that are part of Soul Search. So it's a powerful week of getting our questions answered from wise sources. And so when you come on into the Zoom room and you get the Zoom room links right away, you can then ask questions. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. And one of the great things about Global Peace Tribe is every show features our house musical artist, the incomparable Omashar, and his litany of backgrounds. You never know what amazing, wonderful background he's going to bring, or what musical offering. But welcome, Omashar.
Yes, namaste, everybody. And I'd like to take this moment to just Let's slow down. Let's just slow our minds down and let go of all expectations for this evening and everything that's happened in this day. Let's just be really, truly present with each other. And I'm going to play a little song which is probably more like a gentle waltz than a metaphysical rock tune. And so without any further ado, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Love inside us all. I am the heart, I am the soul. It's in every one of us, the heart of the soul. The driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our where life is dear and love will free us all. I am the trees, I am the soil. Every one of us, the heart of the soul. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why where life is dear and love will free us all. Forces us the way of the universe. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere. Where life is dear and love will free us all.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beloved Omashar.
My pleasure, always. Thank you.
And thank you for the invitation to slow down. I certainly needed a little of that.
Yeah, when I was rehearsing before, I was wondering, why are my songs so slow? And I realized it was because my mind was racing. And so I wrote it down. Take a moment to slow down. And so we can enter this in the presence of each other. That's beautiful.
And let's just imagine, how would we feel if we were about to converse with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene? Like, what level of silence and depth of presence, depth of sanctity? So I invite us all to imagine that right now. Imagine how incredibly blessed we are that we get to be in the presence of profound wisdom and love. And one of the things about Renee and Anthony and the energy that comes through them, it's always very loving and very compassionate. And so with that, welcome, Renee and Anthony. It's good to have you back with us.
It's good to be here, Scott. Thanks for having us.
Yes, Scott, thank you for having us. We are honored to be here again, and we love your show. And I'm sorry, I'm getting the name wrong.
I like that though, Omastar.
Omastar is cool.
I like that.
I'm what they call an earth rock star.
Yes.
Omastar. Shar.
Talking about slowing down, you're absolutely right. In order to connect with the divine, connect with your higher self, the soul, universal consciousness, or God, whatever you want to call it, it is really necessary to slow down. And that's exactly what happens when I go into a channel, and I will slow down completely. And that's how I will connect to the energies of Mary of Magdalene and Yeshua and our
Ascended masters.
Our ascended masters.
As well as the I am consciousness,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it really is what we're connecting to. We're connecting to source.
And the higher self.
Yeah.
So thank you for the slowing us down.
Absolutely. I'm going to bring Deborah Juliet on. She is a queen of slowing down. She's always encouraging me to slow down. Deborah, do you have any questions you'd like to ask Renee and Anthony as a couple? Anything that comes to mind?
I find it just awesome. I mean, I find this just the most beautiful way, of course, being at, like we say, present at 12 o'clock fully, and then devoting your life to download messages from those two, profound beings. So when was the very first time that happened to you, through you, as you? So how did that start? This is really, really profound.
Let me take it. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I can assure everybody that it's been a very long process as well.
Yeah.
And it's still a process that's ongoing. It never ends. It's constantly changing. And that's what it is to be on a spiritual journey. It's a process that never ends. It just keeps going and going. And you have to be willing to change with it.
Yeah.
It was about 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And the first energies that came through were not the Miriam and Yeshua energies at all. They were a guide. If we had stayed with that individual guide of where we started 8 or 9 years ago, we'd still be back in ancient Rome and not much further on our path. So, we've migrated from there to, connecting to gods and goddesses and some of the galactic energies, as well as the angelic realm, the seraphim realm. The seraphim realm are similar to angelic energies, but they include Melchizedek, for example, and Metatron, who many associate with as an archangel. But the way our guides and Metatron speak about that is that they are from the seraphim realm, and those two individuals or spirits or whatever you want to call them. We call them energies, really, because that's really what they are. They're from the seraphim realm, the Metatron energy.
They'll say they don't venture very far away from God.
Yeah.
That's how they describe it.
Yeah, that's how they describe it. Yeah, but it's been a long journey and a long path, and certainly a lot has changed since then.
Yes.
Yes, and so I can imagine that it was a lot of profound inner work, and then this, like, through that work, that being always in the present moment of now, this precious only truth that there is, right? That this then all of a sudden was that gift given to you, and do you encourage? How would you like to encourage all of us to follow your steps, maybe, or to have that profound connection with the divine that you probably have more and more and more, right? I mean, with the divine source that we all are, end of the day.
Well, again, a very good question. We all are that divine spark, divine source. We are truly the authentic self, as Magdalene will speak about.
Yeah.
The question is, how do we get there again? How do we, as individual human beings in this earth realm, get to that authentic soul that we are? And I can say to all of you that there is no one path, there's only your path, which is individualized path that you decide that's best for you.
And, this is congruent too with Yeshua's original teachings, right? Over 2,000 years ago, and the same messages that come through to us today. And that's the oneness, the unity consciousness, that there was no dogma in any of their teachings at all. And nor were they religious per se, right? They were there to really teach this oneness message. And the same holds true today. And, they'll tell us often, and through the book that we're writing, which we're nearly done with, there's many times they will repeat, there's no one path, right? There's only your path. And finding that path is an inward journey and it's an outward journey. It's both, right? You really have to be open to both.
Yes.
Yes. And cooperate with the divine, right?
Surrender. It's all about surrendering, baby.
So on kind of a human level, we're all family here. We can talk about our challenges. What have been some of the challenges that you faced of bringing in these incredibly divine energies while still having an ego and human emotions and the fragile, vulnerable human experience?
Great question, Scott. Yeah.
How to surrender.
It's easier said than done to surrender yourself as a human being to the divine. We say we do it, but it is definitely a practice.
Yeah.
It is a daily practice of surrendering, letting go of the ego, having enormous amounts of faith in who you are as an individual, having somebody like Renee next to me that allows me to be grounded, because it's a lot of energy.
Because I'm carrying some of the energy. So,
yes.
When you see the shifts happen, I don't feel it in the same way that Anthony does. So you can think of me as more of the grounding cord, but it's almost like I'm offsetting some of the energy in a way, or balancing it out, right? Masculine and feminine energies balancing out. So sometimes, I'll feel shaking through my body, but I'm pretty grounded. I'm so grounded that our guides often refer to me as Gaia, because I'm that grounded. So it's really the tethering, if you like. And it's funny because, we laugh about this. Anthony never wore jewelry before, right? And as he channels Mary Magdalene more and more, there's more feminine aspects of Anthony coming through, which I always, for me, it's a marveling. So he got this ring, which is labradorite, which I absolutely love. And, it represents the ethers, and, even our company name is Blue Soul Earth, right? So it represents the sky and the heavens and the ethers. And then just this past week, randomly, though nothing's random, he ended up with, we've got some tiger's eye,
Wow.
and that's the earth. That's the earth. So it's just fascinating because it was kind of by accident that you ended up with those colors, but is anything truly an accident?
I can say truly also that it was very, very disruptive for our lives, for both of us.
Yeah, it really was.
We channel pretty much every night, and it's difficult to have people here, our guests, because it was extremely difficult to control the energies. And
yeah, that's really
for the last maybe a year, I've been able to really control them, but it's still challenging at times because it does happen every night.
Every night, I mean, sometimes they'll give us a night off.
Occasionally, yes.
Occasionally, or if I really insist, right? And this goes to the topic, Scott, you wanted to talk about, which is relationships. You have got to have boundaries with your guides, whether you're a solo channeler or if you channel as a couple like us, because if you don't have those boundaries in place, you don't have the messy earth experience that we're here to do. Right. And so, we're pretty clear with our guides. And there are times where I've said, okay, off limits, you're not coming through. Like the other day, it was our anniversary and we went out to dinner in Sausalito and I said, you're not coming through tonight.
You see, we've given them permission to come through in the evening time.
Yeah, around dinner.
When we're having dinner. And they take advantage of that.
Yeah, they do. And they said, but we know you're going to drink really good wine.
They do love wine.
They do love wine. It's a lot
Oh my
better
God.
than it was 2,000 years ago.
That's awesome. And so is this now because they want you to write a specific book, like to give this specific message that it's an ongoing process every night to the world? Is there a specific message?
Oh, that's a great
Well,
question.
the reason why they do come through every night, first is because they are here to maintain the channel.
Yeah.
Both of us are the channel. They're here to maintain this with both of us.
The energy through both of us.
Because I don't do it full time like they would like me to, because by profession, I am still a speech and language pathologist, pediatric, and I work with children with special needs. So in order for them to continually have us channel, they will maintain it.
Right.
But the more we channel,
the easier it is and the smoother it is,
Yes.
right? It's a smoother frequency match between the guides we channel, right? That's another good way of thinking about it. It's a smoother frequency match.
And maybe just for us to understand better. So basically when you are ready, you open up the field and immediately they are there. And when you feel it is complete, you decide to leave, because otherwise it would be a 24-hour process.
Yeah, we can kick them out.
so the field is, I want
You just need to be unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, the field is always open.
Yeah, it really
Exactly.
is.
Yeah.
It's always open.
For all of us,
All of us.
by the way. So when Anthony is in trance and he's connecting to his higher self in the I am consciousness, he can see through his third eye all the guides in your fields too. So he'll look at you and be able to see all the guides that are hanging out in your field, always on, and that information, right, that we know in our spiritual circles, we call it the Akashic records or the Akash, but, other people call it something else. There's the biofield, there's the etheric template, there's lots of different names for it, but they can access that information and they say, it's always available. It's not like you click a link in the cloud on your computer and pull down the folder. It's different from that. It's always available to us anytime, which is pretty profound when you think about it.
I just want to let our audience know that we are going to do channeling. In 3 minutes, we're going to have our evening meditation with beloved Nicholas, who just arrived. And so we've got time for one more question for you as a couple. During the meditation, think about, of course, drop into the meditation. And then afterwards, I'm definitely going to want to hear some of the questions from the audience for our beloveds here. But I do want to go back to something we were just beginning to touch on. When Neil Donald Walsh, he's been on the show a few times, And he very vulnerably, publicly on our show, talked about how difficult it is sometimes being human, because here he is channeling God and incredible wisdom, and he can't always live up to what he channels. And it was very humble and very vulnerable. And I really just have such respect for Neil to be able to share that publicly. And so, do you have a similar challenge? Like, you're not living the life of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. You're still Renee and Anthony, raising your consciousness every day, becoming more evolved every day. But how do you manage the differentiation between that high vibration and the more human moments?
Great question. And first of all, by the way, we love Neil, and we interviewed him for our Blue Soul Summit series, actually.
Oh,
so you guys can go to bluesoulsummit.com, click on season 1 and listen to the interview. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and there's lots of funny moments with Neil, actually, right? Do you remember?
He's very fun.
He was cracking up. Interestingly enough, though, Scott, he doesn't call what he does channeling.
No, of course.
We talk about that in the interview, actually. He doesn't say that, and all of his work is, it's nonfiction, right? So you want to talk about some of the challenges?
Oh, some of the challenges. Where do I start, Scott? It's not easy. To try to live up to Yeshua and Mary of Magdalene from everything that they've taught us. And even for me I delve into the history of who they really once were. It's a very difficult task. And you must humble yourself immensely. So I will keep my daily prayers, my daily meditations. I will light my candles, my incense. I will surround myself with their energies constantly. I will humble myself down to source, to God. And I will remember who I am on this earth plane.
Remember your roots, right?
I will remember that I am grounded into this earth and that I am still Anthony Aviano Compagnone and
of the earth realm.
Of this earth realm. And I've been given this amazing gift. And you don't squander that. You don't squander that at all. You become very humble as a human being. Again, that's why I still maintain my day job working with children with special needs and their parents. It's very humbling to work like that as well. So these things remind me of that.
Yeah, and I think the other thing there is also awareness. So awareness when you're moving out of the vibrational field of love, because you can feel it, right? You can feel when you're getting mucky and yucky, or if you're judging someone, and we'll talk about that too at dinner. I mean, it's interesting because our guides will talk about how we're across check and balance with each other. So the thing about being a couple doing this work, we can call each other on each other's stuff. And we have to call each other on the stuff to say, whoa, that's not where we need to be, or not, not to throw guilt on an issue, but if something comes up and say, God, I don't know why I don't feel good with that person. What's going on there? I'm trying to rise above it. I'm trying to be of pure love there. What's happening? I want to be from that place of pure love. So it is a challenge.
It can be, as a friend of mine said, a very slippery slope sometimes, a channel friend, because you can become very lost in it.
We're going to put a pause because it is like the clock has gone off and it is time for our evening meditation.
Okie doke.
Beloved Nicholas is with us, and I'm going to give Deborah, ask her to introduce the evening meditation, and Brother Nicholas.
Well, thank you so much, Renee and Anthony, first of all, for already these beautiful answers to all those questions. And I would just love to introduce our amazing Nicholas. Look at this angel sitting in front of us. Amazing natural. He is a natural. There's nothing more to say. Awesome child of Christ, of the divine. He is a natural in yoga and qigong, tai chi, you name it. Everything that brings you back to source. So I just let you enjoy his beautiful energy and essence. And please, Nicholas.
Right. Thank you for your kind words. It's my great honor to be here to hold this space, and then knowing my job is just to get out of the way. I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to just come in this space after such really precious wisdom sharing. I felt a great resonance in the wisdom that was just shared and that we were blessed with. So just use that and put it to practice, which is why I choose to devote myself to the practice of yoga and meditation. For it is that continual refinement, continual remembrance to bow the head, to open the heart, and to remember as a channel, whatever our gifts may be. In some way, our biggest responsibility, the practice, is to get out of the way and to allow. So I believe this to be the art of true meditation. As we move into that space, a quote that I've been contemplating today that feels in great resonance with what's being shared is, a human without discipline is like a tree with no roots. So the practice of meditation is a discipline to grow those roots into the heart space, into that space of grace, of allowing, of listening and witnessing. Let's begin that journey as we allow our eyes to fall closed, turn our awareness within. All that matters in this moment is what you feel, what's happening within you. As we unite in the field of one, in this space of grace, may we open our hearts and invoke a prayer to be held safe and secure, guided in the purest light. To unite into this space, we use the breath with a full breath in and a full sigh out. Twice more at your own pace, all the way in through the nose, flowing out through the mouth. Finding a natural breath, smooth and steady. A softness in the jaw, a focus of the gaze, up and in to the space between the brow. Connecting into the spine, sitting tall, up through the crown, rooted, down through the tailbone. Feeling humility in the shoulders, soft and subtle. Alert, uplifted in the heart. Feeling the chest expand, and let the breath deepen just a bit more, in and out, smooth and steady. And this discipline is to redirect the energy, focus, our consciousness into a way of balance, of harmony, of unity. There's many ways to say this, to describe and explain it. But we are here to experience. Feel the breath, listen closely. Feel the spine. Align with the divine, within and throughout. breath after breath, taking in the present moment, swimming deeper and deeper within to the natural current that's flowing within your awareness. Being just to be. Being just to be. To work with our energy, our awareness a bit more, we're going to apply a subtle meditation. I invite you to participate as you wish. An inspiration of, again, what has been shared, and beautiful masters before us. We invoke this mudra of the hand, the Jupiter, the Saturn finger coming together. What some know as Christ mudra. They're together and pointing straight. The left hand, the two fingers will come right to the center of the heart, right to the chest here. And then the right hand will be up, like making a pledge by the right ear. And the left hand, right directly at the center of the heart. The right hand up by the ear. And now visualization with the breath. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in at the root of the nose, at the space between the brow, and drawing this breath like a light down into the space of the heart, directly where the fingertips are touching the chest. And as you exhale, you'll reverse that current, releasing from the point at the chest up and out through the root of the nose, and continuing just like so. Breathing in only through the nose, visualizing coming in through the root, drawing a line down directly to the space that the fingertips are touching the heart center, and reversing that current back out, all the way out through the root of the nose. And continue that pattern, that rhythm. Just simply observe how it makes you feel, any effects, sensations that come up in your awareness. Allow it all. May you invite in a sensitivity in this moment. Not focusing directly on one thing, but taking all things in that you are aware of. From the sound of the breath to the taste in the mouth, feeling the shoulders. Can you feel the sensation of the air touching the skin of the face? Stay with the visualization of the breath. In a way, exercising our consciousness through this posture, through our presence, to redirect the energetics, to bring balance, harmony, and unity. Keep up with the breath, keep up with the visualization. Smooth and steady, tall in the spine, soft in the shoulders. Holding the posture here for just a few more moments, resisting nothing. Allow what comes up to come up. Allow what passes to pass. See what remains. Just a couple more rounds here. Hold the visualization and really elongate the breath. Stretch that breath all the way in and emptying yourself all the way out. Couple more rounds here. Fullest breath. Hold the visualization. And find your deepest breath in. At the top of your inhale, pausing, sitting tall, lifting through the pelvic floor, up through the crown. And exhale, gracefully release down, soften hands into the lap, resting. Continue to dwell in that sensitive space, feeling the influence. Let's take one more cleansing breath together in through the nose and a sigh out. Uniting the palms together, bring the palms up at the heart center. And honoring the remembrance of returning, of coming back, of locating the stillness. Stepping away from the mind, coming into the heart. This practice, this discipline is an incredible offering to give not only to ourselves, to our family, but to the world. May we always practice in our own way to connect to the true nature within. Thank you for the opportunity to hold this space, bowing with love and respect. Namaste.
Thank you so very, very much, beautiful Nicholas. And I really want to invite our friends watching, come to Ashland, take yoga with Nicholas on Wednesdays, enjoy the other experiences at the Haven that take place, KES Healing every Friday night, concerts that Deborah and I put together. So, and also if anybody is interested in private session work with Nicholas, he is available for private session work that you can do on Zoom with him. And as you see, he's very gifted, but he's so gentle. And for those of us that are, maybe not as flexible, he's really wonderful and is a very gentle guide. So what's the best way for people to reach you, Nicholas, if they are interested in working with you?
Right now it'd be Instagram at nicholas.thalis.
I'm putting it into the chat box.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Of course. And thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in person soon. And of course, we'll see you next week on The Awakening World.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nicholas. We love you so much.
Nothing like meditating with children playing in the background. It's like, it's a good challenge. Well, all right. We are now at the center point of our evening, which is the opportunity to bring on Renee and Anthony, but also to bring in Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And I'm going to just turn it over to the two of you, however you want to kind of transition into that experience. And then we'll see what they have to say. And then we have some questions.
Okay, sounds good. I want to thank Nicholas for the meditation and helping us all slow down a little bit. Okay. Let's all, let's just ground ourselves a little bit. Close your eyes. Surround yourselves with beautiful white light. Know that you are source. All energies that come here are of love because we are of love. And it doesn't change. Slow down your breath. Put your feet on the floor, ground into Gaia. And remember that all experiences are perfect. No matter what you are going through at this present time, it is still perfect. Slowly open your eyes.
So you hear the clicking, the transition is being made now. Good to see you.
And you, Gaia. Always an honor and privilege to be in your presence.
Thanks for being here.
Peace be with you. I am Yeshua, the being that you refer to as Jesus, Isa, Jesus, Yeshua. The message that I give to you this evening is no different than the message I had given 2,000 years ago. It is of love, and love divine, for that you are divine love, and you shall always be divine love, and you shall always be a part of Source, God, as I say now to all of you. Remember who you are. You are becoming that which you are becoming at every moment in time. Do not be afraid of your changing. It is welcomed. Become the true authentic self as Miriam speaks about again. Become you, the soul. Become love once more in this lifetime.
May we ask a few questions?
Yes. Sometimes, especially when Yeshua first comes through, and sometimes our guides will just stare at me for a bit.
Well, he sees your beauty, so there you go.
As if they haven't seen me before when they see me every night.
Question about avatars on the planet. Are there a few avatars in human form currently? Are there hundreds? Tell us about avatars on the planet at this time.
Great question.
Scott, you tell me and us about avatars on this planet.
Oh,
What is an avatar?
They're going to throw it back in your court and talk about perceptions, I bet. That it's all a perception.
mm.
I didn't say that yet,
No,
did I?
not yet.
You know,
Scott, what is an avatar exactly?
well, I think maybe all of us might have a different definition.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I guess in my mind, and I'll ask Deborah Juliet also because she speaks often of avatars, so I'll bring her in too. For me, an avatar is someone who has really reached about the highest level of consciousness possible while still inhabiting a human body. That's, I guess, how I would define it. I'm curious, Deborah, and I asked this question really somewhat in respect for knowing you were here. How would you define an avatar?
To me personally, an avatar is not a human being becoming more and more conscious. It's the consciousness itself coming down at only 1% maximum within a human body, helping all souls that are experiencing themselves in a human body, not having that awareness to be that consciousness, to rise up, to remember who we truly are.
I ask all of you this question.
I like that description, actually.
Do you remember who you are?
We would love to. We so would love to.
Why do you not then? Deborah, Juliette, why do you not remember?
Because I find it not always easy to stay in that now moment of love and of God, and to feel who we truly are. We get without the discipline, we get distracted into unconsciousness again.
Derailed in a way.
Or into unawareness of the consciousness that we are,
I understand. But I will say to all of you these things, that you are already perfect, and that you truly are all avatars of your own perceptions, that you truly are all of God's source energy at this present time, if you choose.
That's the operative words, right? If you choose, because so much of it is about our intentions.
It is indeed, Gaia, is it not?
It is. It's an everyday practice of intention and allowing and bringing that energy in.
I am only here again to show you that you truly are love, incarnate in this perception of what you refer to as human. I am here to show you again that you are the old proverbial avatars of your own making. If you choose to be, stay in the presence of love. And I know it can be difficult, but you all know who you are. Practice it, and you shall become again that which you are becoming, and that is love once again. I do hope this answers your questions.
Becoming your God self once again.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a question from Susan asking you to speak about the current times that we're living in.
Current, the stream of time that you refer to as the present. I know what you mean.
This timeline.
Which way should I turn it? The current time. Okay. What is it that I see in this current time? Should I see evil and malice? Should I see fear and hate? Should I see unwantingness, desire, lustfulness, forgetfulness of God? No, I do not. For I say unto all of you, I see love. I see a more gentle human being than ever before. Much more gentle than my time, I can tell you that for sure. You are far more gentle human beings and far more loving and far more caring and far more connected than ever before. Do not fear. Nobody can come after you now. You may channel as you desire. You know who you are. You're all connected to Source, universal consciousness. The divine feminine is here, divine masculine. It is balancing itself now more than ever.
Yeah.
That is why I am here with Renee, Gaia, as I refer to her. She is the grounding cord. She represents the divine feminine, the aspect of the Sophia, the Magdalena.
The other thing I would just add to the current times is that in a quantum universe, in a quantum way of thinking, things are circular, right? And they're not linear the way that we are programmed and conditioned to think. And so what we focus on, right? This is manifestation 101. What we focus on, we get more of. So even though there's divisiveness around us and we're seeing it, it's clear. I mean, we are seeing it and we're feeling some of it. Yeshua's right in that it is at least kinder than it was 2,000 years ago, even 50 years ago, 100 years ago.
Yes.
So with that divisiveness, it's up to us in our spirit God selves, right, to not give the divisiveness oxygen. If you don't give negative energy, divisiveness, hate, racial prejudice, racism, right? If you don't give it energy, it can't breathe.
Yeah.
So just focus on the I am consciousness and the love consciousness, and that will amplify.
And there you will find
Yeah.
your own avatar.
Yeah.
Because we're in this together and we're all here creating an incredible field here together. This collective group that Scott's brought together tonight, we're creating a field of divine love, of avatarness.
I love that. That's a new word, avatarness.
I know. That's the first time I've ever used it.
I love
Kind
it.
of works.
There's a question that came in from one of our viewers on Facebook wanting to know about earth changes, concern about climate change, massive earth changes. Obviously, from a scientific point of view, the earth is going through a big change, and curious what your perspective is about that.
Yes. It is so. Your earth is changing. You must be very careful. You must be mindful. You must take care of Gaia so that she may take care of you. But again, I see changes occurring in you as human beings, becoming more conscious of what is occurring on your earth. You are more conscious of what you eat. You are more conscious of what you put away, what you throw away.
Plastics. Yeah.
There are more human beings cleaning the oceans than ever before. You must be aware of these things. It is true that your earth is changing, but you as human beings are very conscious, very potent beings of love. When you focus your minds on changing the earth and Gaia for the benefit of all human beings, then so it shall be. And I have faith in you that this will occur. Do not fear. Do your part. Share the wealth of love. Share the wealth of your creation of Gaia. Protect her, love her, nourish her again. Do unto others. You understand, and they will do unto you in kind.
And Gaia is included in those others.
You are not separate from Gaia. You are a part of her. She is the mother of who you are on this planet.
Yeah.
Take care of your parents. She'll take care of you.
And beloved Joshua, I have one question. What maybe mantra would you give us to always remember those beautiful words? To always remember where we come from, who we are, and where we come back to in all moments, in this precious always moment of now.
I am love divine. And I am becoming self-realized again. I am love divine again.
Thank you so much. I love that. This is the
And
truth.
I love you. So
I love you too. So much. So much. Thank you.
Beautiful.
There he is. There's
my
Scott.
friend.
Well, I try and hang out in the background here, make it about you guys. So so we're gonna go back to you for a moment. What would you say about finding the balance of care for others and self-love?
Gaia, do speak. Let the divine feminine answer that one.
Yeah, that's
For you must answer that also, Gaia.
that's a challenging one.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not to put any polarity into the conversation at all, but women and feminine energies, we do tend to be over nurturers and over givers, and the feminine energy in general tends to neglect self-care and self-love. So I would say that, to all the feminine voices and energies out there, really to everyone, but especially to the feminine energies, that we have a lot of work to do, right? And unless we feed ourselves, just like you put gasoline in a car, right? Or any other parallel
Put
analogy.
the
to
best gasoline in.
Put the best gasoline in. You've got to feed your engine. You've got to feed your engine. And so I think that balance is, really bringing it into your everyday life, almost like you're scheduling an appointment with yourself. You're putting it in your calendar. Self-love, self-love, one, right? Put it in. Meditation time at the altar, time for a massage, time for a walk in nature.
Time for an oil change.
Time for an oil change, right?
Time to
take care of yourself.
go to the doctor.
Yeah.
See how the engine is running. You must take care of oneself before you take care of others.
Yeah.
Love thyself, and there you shall find God again. Through the self, from within.
We need to fill ourselves.
Yes. Fill the tanks.
Yeah, fill the tanks.
With the good stuff.
Or we burn out.
With love.
We burn out, and then we're not helpful to all the service that we want to give others, whether it's our partners in our everyday lives, our children, or our bigger community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said, Gaia.
Boundaries.
Boundaries, right.
Boundaries.
Just like you guys even set boundaries with inviting the guides when you go out to anniversary dinner. So
They do
Yes.
try, don't they?
Yes. Remember? I mean, this is Yeshua now, but it was our guides who wanted to come to the anniversary dinner, and I said they couldn't come.
But they are there, as I am and Miriam.
I know.
We are watching over you always.
I have a question for you, Yeshua.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to clear about kind of the history we've been taught about you? Those of us raised in the Christian tradition have been, raised with a lot of stories about you. And is there anything you want to clarify? Are there any significant things that maybe we were taught that are not true or not accurate that you'd like to clarify?
A host of them.
The first thing I will say is
And
this.
they're in the book too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I had to throw that out there.
We will definitely feature that book for sure once it's
Right? There's a whole chapter on who you really were.
I was not Catholic. I was not Christian. I was a Jew. I was a practicing Jew. And I will tell you that. I stuck to Torah. We read the Bible. We did our best as practicing Jews. But we did break some of the 613 laws. Don't get me wrong.
Are there other elements
Yes,
you'd like to?
there are many. 1 second, please.
Mm.
And I say this with a heavy heart and great humility, Scott, to you and to all. It was my purpose to fulfill the scriptures of the Old Testament, as you call it. It was my desire to become the Messiah, to lead the people in a new direction from hatred, disdain, lust, greed. To something new, a new way of thinking. Not an eye for an eye, Scott,
Yeah.
but a heart for a heart,
Mm.
for love.
Mm.
I did not die for the sins of man. Scott, I died for love,
Mm.
for what I believed in. And I needed to share that message with everybody. If you believe that I am the Messiah, then so be it. But I say to all of you, so are you. I am only here as a path to show you again who you are. My resurrection was in truth, but it wasn't what you think it is. I did come back into this vibration in a quantum aspect that you know of now. And I was here in the flesh. You could perceive it. As I am here now, I drink water. I touch my beloved. I speak and I feel and I love again through Anthony and through Renee and through all of you. I am not the second coming. I am infinite in my arrivals again. I will come through all of you if you desire.
The Christ consciousness.
And that is love.
Yeah, it lives in all of us.
Shalom,
Shalom.
all of you. Shalom.
And beloved Joshua, was your incarnation at the time needed so that we can be who we are now? Was it part of the ascension process? Was it like a plan? Yeah, of course.
Juliet. Is this not synchronicity at this very moment? That Scott, with this community, is ascending the souls that are here at this very moment through the consciousness of Christ, through Miriam of Magdala, through the divine, through God, through you. It is always planned.
Yeah. Since eternity.
It is always planned. The probability was great as it is now.
Yeah. An important timeline, as is this one.
This too is an important timeline.
Are we going to bring Magdalene through?
You only need say the word.
I think we need a little feminine energy, don't we?
Sounds beautiful. Thank you.
She is a different energy than I am.
Yeah.
I am much more feminine than she is.
Yeah.
Know that. 1 second, please.
Yeah.
And my divine beloved comes now.
Yeah. I can feel her talking to me. She's like, "You're not giving me much time, are you?" I'm not kidding. That's how she is. That's literally what she's been saying through me. Like, when am I going to have my time? She's much more masculine than Yeshua is.
Wonderful. I am here.
Good to see you.
Beautiful as ever.
I could hear you.
And I see he's getting more jewelry on his fingers.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. He's becoming more feminine every day, isn't he? You see, great people, there is a balance between masculine and feminine and masculine. And once you find that balance, they come together as one. And then you will see that there is no masculine and there is no feminine. There is only you. You, the soul, the authentic self, the true self.
Yeah.
The one that is connected to the goddess, as I like to say.
Yes.
To goddess. To the Sophia.
G-O-D-D-E.
G-O-D-D-E. I like that. So I am here as well. I am the Sophia. I am the wisdom. I am the Isis energy.
Yeah.
And I can breathe again. And I can feel and I can touch and I can cry through all of Renee and Anthony. And I wish to do that through all of you as well. Only say the word, and I will be there with you. I will pick you up. Yeshua will walk alongside, but I will carry you. I say to you, don't be afraid. You may channel me. Do not be afraid. There are many on this earth plane that channel me. We need strong women.
Yeah.
Now so than ever before. Let it be known that it's happening now at this present moment. Women are rising, rising, rising. The ascension is happening. Do not stop. You can't. There is no stopping it.
And I think the intention here is really important. The way Magdalene works through me is through my art and through my writing. So I feel her. I feel you.
I know you do.
I feel you coming through and taking over a
Your
little bit, like
fingers.
taking over my fingers when I write.
I take over the art that you produce as well.
I know you do.
You're a strong woman, Renee Lynn Blodgett of the Earth Realm, and I like that about you.
Yes.
Do not back down.
I carry your energy.
I know you do. Ladies, do not back down. Never back down. The time is ours, like never before. I've been waiting very long time, in a manner of speaking, as you say. I believe you have some questions for me.
Deborah?
Yeah, how do you see? Can you please give us a description of the golden age that we are here to manifest, right?
You're in, as you call it, the golden age. This is a time of true manifestation. Your science, your spirituality, let me say it this way, your science, your spirituality are coming together again as one. And what does that mean? The masculine and feminine are coming together as one. You are starting to see this now.
The mind, the rational linear thinking is coming together with the heart, and that's the science and spirituality coming together.
And you are thinking more with the heart,
Yeah.
the feminine aspect of who you truly are, allowing that to happen. This is, as you say, Deborah, the golden age, if that's what you wish to call it. I like that term.
Yeah.
Let it be known.
Big shifts are happening.
That is correct.
Big shifts. Are
Not
happening.
just with these two, but with all of you. It's all happening now.
You just feel it in your own way, right? We all have the unique gifts that we're bringing forth and how we channel.
That
But
is
we're
correct.
all channelers.
In your own right,
Yeah.
I say to you.
There's
What
a
happened?
there's a question on the screen from
It's from Nitya. I'll read it. Mary Magdalena, there's an incarnate spiritual teacher that I'm very drawn to in many ways, but some of the teachings seem not to resonate with me, at least now. Is this me or the teacher? Or maybe it's just the time. Thank you for your loving teachings and channelings. And thank you, Nitya, for asking that.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the divine feminine
Yeah.
answer this.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm getting and what I'm sensing about this is that if you think about, what we were just talking about, we're all channelers, right? And so we are a spectra of frequencies, to put it in quantum terms. And as a spectra of frequencies that make up our multidimensional soul, we attract and bring into our field what resonates. So if it doesn't resonate, it may just be a frequency match, right? It's interesting how people find their way to our teachings and to every teacher's teachings, right? It's literally like, think about it as we have antennas because we're all energy. We're just energy. We have antennas, and those frequencies literally just find each other. I mean, it's just amazing how it happens in these multidimensional ways. But I think that's what it is. It's a resonance field,
Like frequencies,
find like frequencies.
frequent
Yeah.
with like frequencies. If you do not resonate,
It just means that it's not a frequency match in this lifetime.
perhaps you should go
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
If
and
you
this,
does not
yeah.
feed your soul,
Right.
You will
Because
know.
yeah, it's almost like when what we allow into our auric field, it's like it's a way to peel back the onions, right? So our biofield or whatever, we want those holes to be open, the portals to be wide open so that we can access whatever energies of divine love that we choose, that we intend, that we want to bring into our field, right? And so it's that intention that allows us to bring in the divinity of our choice, of our flavor, of our color, our frequency, our
Does it feel
texture.
of love?
Yes. Yeah, that's what we tell a lot in our community. We're like, does it feel of love? And do you feel inspired and empowered afterwards?
What would love do, right?
Yeah, and we do that with our own practice too. If we're, we went to the oldest restaurant in San Francisco once that was built on a graveyard, or it had, there was a war that had happened there, and there were a lot of trauma in that land. And when we got back from dinner, Anthony wasn't quite right. And, that discernment, this was a long time ago.
Yes,
a
it was.
long time ago, when we were still learning the ropes, but we cleared out the energy. And yeah, I'm just bringing that up because it's something you can feel. You can feel, as Anthony likes to say, the pricklies.
Feel with your heart.
The pricklies.
If it feels cold and prickly, let it go.
Let it bounce off your
If
life.
it is not warm and fuzzy, let it go. But when you feel the warm fuzzies in you, let it into your heart.
Bring it in.
Use your intuition, especially the feminine intuition. Think with your heart, not with your mind.
And when you think with your heart, the discernment will just be there. It'll be crystal clear to you.
It shall be.
Yeah.
Very good question.
Who asked that question, by the way, said, thank you. This is a very profound answer for me. We've got time for one last question. So this is from Susan, who would like to comment or follow the fuzzies as opposed to the pricklies. She wants to ask, what does manifestation mean? What is your definition or your meaning of manifestation?
That is a very good question. I did not create the word. Human beings did, but I will try my best. Manifestation.
That's what you work with us on every day.
Taking that which from your heart and bringing it into this vibration, into this reality. Does not matter what it is. Simply see it, become it, know it, feel it and taste it, smell it. Become that which you are becoming at every moment in this vibration. That is manifestation.
And by the way, that applies to whether we're manifesting a new relationship in our lives or manifesting healing, physical healing. It really doesn't matter what the manifestation is.
That is correct, Gaia. It doesn't matter. Do not want it. Do not desire it. Feel it. Feel it.
Feel the emotions that what you choose to manifest, not want, what you choose to manifest from your heart. Feel the emotions that it brings you as if it's already happened.
Because it has.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is already there. It is just for us to have the frequency.
Because you are already there.
Yeah. Remember, as multidimensional souls, we're having multidimensional experiences all at the same time.
Right.
So which of those aspects of your soul do you want to bring in any moment? You can. You have to believe it. That's the other key piece that I'll add. You have to believe it. And even if you're sitting there and you're thinking with your linear mind, how can this be possible, right? This can't be, whatever it is, right? I don't know, a trip to Tahiti. Just throwing something out there, or a relationship, or healing from stage 4 cancer. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what is so. So even if it sounds inconceivable in your linear rational mind, feel it anyway, because it'll catch up to the vibration in a quantum way and materialize itself into being.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is manifestation 101, as you call it, Gaia.
we're gonna manifest wrapping up the show.
Good.
Thank
I
you.
have one
So-
last question, Scott. Could I?
Go ahead, Deborah. Sure, go ahead, Deborah.
I would love to know more about Babaji from you.
What do you wish to know, Miss Juliette? Mademoiselle Juliette.
Probably what the
Madame Juliette.
the Yeshua connection.
How does Yeshua see, or what can you tell us about Babaji? How does Yeshua relate, feel, experience Babaji?
Okay. I know where you're going with this.
What? I don't.
As I told you before, and as Yeshua has told you before, we work through many different individuals. We will manifest ourselves to those individuals who truly desire it, those who lay it down, those who surrender in their own unique way. There are many that work through Babaji. Yeshua, the consciousness of Christ, is one of them.
Yeah.
You must understand that. But Yeshua is not the only one. Understand this. Okay? Was Yeshua Babaji? You wish to know that. I will say that Babaji was Babaji, having a manifestation
As Yeshua.
of Yeshua. As Anthony is having that manifestation at this very moment of Miriam of Magdala, me.
Yeah, when we're multidimensional in nature, it's hard to imagine, but you've told us in your book, see, I'm actually mentioning the book now.
Very well done, Gaia.
Right, I'm mentioning the book because she's gotten a little upset with me that I haven't been mentioning the book. So in the book, you do talk about that, actually, the multidimensional aspects of our soul, how a piece of it and you and Yeshua have been in many masters.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva, it's all, that's how I.
You know better than others,
Yeah.
Deborah.
Yeah. You got
know.
Thank
You asked a question not for yourself, but for
No.
the community.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And I honor you for that, for your humility,
Mm.
and for the strong woman that you truly are in this lifetime.
Mm.
Beautiful. Well, this is the part of the show where we let the audience know how they can get much more of Anthony and Renee, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. So let's start, I guess, with Blue Soul Summit. You mentioned it as you've done this amazing video series. So I want to encourage everybody to go to studywithspirit.com, studywithspirit.com.
Well, Blue Soul Summit is actually, well, yeah, you can go to studywithspirit.com and find Blue Soul Summit there, actually.
Right.
You can. Or just go to bluesoulsummit.com.
Okay, yeah, well, it went to, got it. So yeah, what do you want us to know about this wonderful work that you're doing here?
Well, this is, one of the reasons we decided to do that and bring in all these other visionaries, largely because I had a little bit of a meltdown as we started bringing in more perceived religious figures, right? And I thought, my gosh, we're all about science too. And so one way to bring science into our work is to work and collaborate with other people who are doing the same, who we respect. And so we've curated so far about 75 people that we've interviewed across a number of different disciplines, and there's 5 people per season. So we're up to season 5 now. So there's about 30 interviews that have gone live. And these can also be found on our podcast, right, which is free. And our podcast is called Blue Soul Chats, and we're rolling those out every week right now, actually. And so the Blue Soul Chats, the podcast, oops, did I do it incorrect? I'm seeing Blue Soul Earth. Oh, right. Yes, that's YouTube videos, but Blue Soul Chats is the podcast. And that's just the audio portion of all those interviews. But if you want to see the video, go over to bluesoulsummit.com, and they're hour-long interviews. So we've got people like Matt Kahn and Neil Donald Walsh and the famous philosopher Tim Freak, and even Marianne Williamson. Actually, that interview hasn't gone live yet, but we'll.
Can I ask you a question, guys?
Yes.
How do they see me?
You want more you?
Yes, of course.
More Magdalene. Well, if you want more Magdalene, we have a membership program, but it is only for women. So sorry, fellas. Our Magdalene program is, we meet twice a month, once in the morning and once in the evening in a Zoom private chat room. And you can ask questions. So part of that, we connect as women. So there is no Anthony for the first half of the gathering. We connect, we support each other, we do collective healing. It's incredibly powerful and connective. It's just crazy in a dynamic, unbelievable, multidimensional way what happens as the women are connecting month after month. It really is incredible.
And how, Gaia, do they meet Yeshua?
And then Anthony comes for part 2 and channels, and you can ask questions like this in an interactive thing. So that is our Magdalene program, and it's only $22 a month, by the way. So it's less than a coffee to.
And where do they find that?
They find that, I'll put it in the thing, Magdalene membership. You can find it on our Study with Spirit page, by the way. You can find most things on either studywithspirit.com or bluesoulearth.com, which is our main website. And so that's for women only. And I know our membership rates are incredibly low. And if you miss something, you've got all the recorded replays as well. And so we do it in the morning as one option for Europeans, obviously, right? And then the evening one is really great for the Americas and also Australia and New Zealand. We have people from Australia and New
Blue
Zealand.
Soul Ignite.
Magdalene would like me to share about Blue Soul Ignite, so I will. And that is Blue Soul Ignite, and that is for everybody. And that is more Yeshua than Magdalene.
But I do come through.
She does come through. But it's really, it's a different God. I can't remember if it's on the front page of Study with Spirit, though.
Yeah, I just found it. So here it is.
There it is.
Soul Ignite.
Yeah.
$33 a month. 33 is a good number considering it's Yeshua.
Yes.
And he was 33. So there it is. When you go to studywithspirit.com, just scroll down a little ways and you'll see where it says join Blue Soul Ignite. And you've got a retreat coming up. Tell us about the retreat.
Yes, we do. By the way, in Blue Soul Ignite, we do guided meditations and biofield activations too. And there's a lot of healing that happens. I just thought I'd mention that too. And we do have a retreat coming up next week. I know it's very soon, but we're gonna go to Mount Shasta with Mary Magdalene and Yeshua.
Wow.
And what's going to be really interesting, because I know a lot of you are probably new to our work, but they're going to try to stay in Anthony all day.
We don't have to try.
Well, right. So they've been working up to the point of where that can actually happen, strengthening his meridians and cords and everything so that attendees can literally walk, right? Walk through sacred sites, arm in arm with Yeshua.
We have done it before.
And Mary.
I have done it with Yeshua.
But we've never done it for one of our retreats.
And what are the dates of the retreat? I'm putting into the chat box.
Yes, that is October 5th through the 8th, and it's in Mount Shasta. And we don't have a page for it, but if you just email me, we have 3 slots left actually to go. And we're keeping it intimate on purpose because one of the things that we're going to do is bring in some of Yeshua's Hindu teachings. So we're going to be doing individual darshans with everyone. So everyone's going to have a darshan experience.
What is a darshan, Gaia?
Huh?
What is a darshan?
A blessing.
A darshan is more, well, it is a blessing, yeah,
Yes.
but it's also an activation
Good.
of your field.
Explain to them.
So you might shake and shimmy and have a little kundalini awakening happening.
Well, of course, many of our people watching are in Ashland, which is 1 hour drive from Mount Shasta. Deborah is up in Ashland, and I go back and forth between Ashland and the Bay Area. So maybe we can just make it to their retreat. That would be quite wonderful to be with you.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, I think we have three spots left at this point. So maybe four. But yeah, just email me and I can send you a really fun PDF with all the juicy details.
Getting your email address right now to put it into the chat box for everybody. Deborah, any last thoughts you want to share before we turn it over to beloved Omashar?
Yes, I think I have one final question. I mean, the energies in Mount Shasta are obviously phenomenal, so I understand that choice. I do feel called to ask a question to you, Divine Mother. Would you be willing in that time to meet Mother Shekinah and Father Sananda?
I'm sorry, when we're in Shasta?
Yeah, it's not far away from those incarnations.
These are channelers who live in Mount Shasta.
In Ashland, actually, not far away from Mount Shasta.
Oh, okay. Well, email me. I don't know how much extra time we're going to have in our schedule, but just email me and send me some details, and then we have your contact info anyway, and we can stay in touch.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Big love. I'm really grateful for the time. And thank you for your blessing. Thank you for the gifts that you give to us and to our awakening world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right back at you, Scott. You're doing the big work here too, man, bringing us all together. So we're so grateful to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looks like it's Yeshua coming back through. Yeah. Did you see this energy change?
Yes, I saw the change. That's why I'm being quiet and just waiting to see what wants to be spoken.
Yeah.
Peace be with you. Love be with you. Grace and gratitude be with you. Take these gifts that you have given to yourselves as human beings and share them with others unconditionally. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Yeah. And Omashar too. We love all of you.
Well, we always begin and end with Omashar, and what a wonderful way to conclude a beautiful evening. Take it away, Brother Omashar.
because of me. We have traveled so far, earth and star. We are earth and star. We are. Unfolding, the one true love, evolving. We have traveled so far, earth and star. We are earth and star. We are. And we feel it deep within. We know it in our hearts. We can bear the pain of separation no more. So come on, come and join us. Here's a taste of what will come when you let go. Give it to the one. The sacred heart is pulsing, radiant light, revealing, and we have traveled so far, earth and star. We are earth and star. We are. Innocent child returning, pure and clear, emerging, 'cause we have traveled so far, earth and star. We are earth and star. We are. And we feel it deep within. We know it in our hearts. You can bear the pain of separation no more. So come on, come and join us. Here's a taste of what will come when you let go. Give in to the one. When you let go, give in to the one. We are earth and star. We are earth and star. We are earth and star. We
Thank you so much, beautiful, beloved brother Obashar. Thank you.
Always my
I've
pleasure.
traveled far.
Dude,
Traveled far.
and Anthony and Renee, holy smoke, grounding Gaia. I got lifted so much that when I started the song, I wasn't even in my body. So, are we on? Yeah. Anyway, so.
That's because Yeshua's still here.
That is because you have received your wings.
And I was having to pull myself in. I have Yeshua, I have my Labradorite right next to me just so that I can be pulled back in.
Oh, nice,
anyway,
nice.
My pleasure.
Anthony
Thank you so
wears
much.
Labradorites. Perfect.
It is
Perfect.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to remind everybody this Saturday night, a chance to receive psychic readings from our friends at Soul Search. They're actually going to be coming to us from a psychic fair that Tangela is putting on. And Tangela just got married, by the way. This is be her first public appearance since marrying her beloved Charlie. And Kimberly Meredith will be with us. And of course, Omar Show will be back, and we will have meditation from Deborah and a KES group healing from Norman Love. And Norman is beautiful. He's a beautiful man. So that's this Saturday night. Thank you again, Deborah. Thank you, Omar Shah. Thank you so much, Renee, Anthony, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and of course, our beautiful audience. And thank you to all of you watching the recording. And even if you're watching the recording, which is where a lot of people see this, you are part of our beautiful Global Peace Tribe family. Take care, everybody, and have a beautiful, beautiful evening.
We love you.
We love
Much
you
love.
too. Thank you so much. Thank you.